Welcome to the Bay Insider with Amanda and Ying, where we talk about history, lifestyle, and real estate in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Welcome back to the Bay Insider. My name's Ying. I have my co-host Amanda here.
Hi.
And we have our dear friend, our guest, Deepti here.
Hi.
And Deepti has been a client for a long time. And we were just talking about this earlier today. How long have you been in Mount Davidson Manor?
Around 4 years now.
Right?
Yeah.
I clearly remember that it was August of 2021 in the middle of COVID. I was waiting for you guys to come in to do your final walkthrough. Like, you were very excited. Are you happy?
Oh, yeah. I know so much more about the neighborhood now than when I signed. So now we're very happy with our choice.
Yeah, back in the days, we did not know much about the neighborhood at all, right?
I had zero idea. I didn't even know that Mount Davidson Manor existed. I knew about West Portal.
Right.
But my knowledge ended there.
Right. Remember we were bidding on a house in West Portal and lost by like a tiny little bit.
$20,000. I will not forget it.
Tell me someone today was like, yeah, for $20,000 you lost it. But you end up at a much better place, a much better house.
Absolutely.
Right?
At a better price.
And I think the story of not really knowing the neighborhood is one that we hear a lot throughout San Francisco because there are many very small neighborhoods in San Francisco that have their own little character, and definitely Mount Davidson Manor in terms of people being familiar with West Portal. It's so close. And
even St. Francis Wood. That's pretty close too.
Absolutely.
So I even knew about that, but that's where the knowledge ended.
Okay. So let me talk about the geography a little bit for our listeners who are not familiar with the neighborhood. Mount Davidson Manor is quite small. Like we said, it's just a few blocks, really. North side of Mount Davidson Manor is Monterey Boulevard, Monterey Heights, and Westwood Highlands. And on the east side, we have Westwood Park. On the west side, we have Balboa Terrace. And south side, we have Ocean Avenue and Ingleside Terrace. Do you know how many homes are in Mount Davidson Manor? I checked it out before I came here today. I just want to know if you know.
I don't know.
680.
I'm really quite surprised it's 600.
Really?
Well, we need to verify that number, but that's what AI told me.
In terms of size and all of that, it was 50 acres.
So while I was learning about neighborhood, I learned about this guy named Fernando Nelson. And tell us a story.
I thought it was fascinating. So this guy, Fernando Nelson, he was born in 1860. Where was he born again?
New York.
In New York, okay. And then in 1876, he came to San Francisco and built his very first house. You know how old he was in 1876? No. Well, he was born in 1860, so he was 16.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? I have a 16-year-old. I can't imagine him
building a house. Yeah, so he built that house on Church Street, and then he went on to build houses in lots of different neighborhoods: Intermission, Eureka Valley, Noe Valley.
Yeah.
So lots of Victorians, during the late 1800s. And then he started moving out to the Richmond and the Sunset District and around UCSF and West Portal. He built a lot of West Portal. And then Mount Davidson Manor was in 1923. And it was kind of unique during that time because he built the whole neighborhood. He did the sewer systems, the streets, the facilities, which was kind of unusual at that time. So it's planned community.
It's interesting, though, because now you think about it, when we drive by Mount Davidson Manor, you see all the houses that are similar looking, right?
Yeah.
They are Spanish Mediterranean, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Right? Yep. So now we know why, because the whole neighborhood was built at one time.
And they're all detached, right?
Yes, that's another thing about this neighborhood. It's fully detached. So we can talk about that a little bit because I learned a little bit about why the detached versus attached. But back to this guy, he built 4,000 homes in San Francisco.
It's interesting that in some places he didn't build detached, but in some places he built detached houses.
In some neighborhoods.
Like the Victorian.
in some neighborhood,
Yeah.
he chose not to build detached, but he chose.
But that's not his choice, though.
I think it's the character of the neighborhood and the time of the building. So a lot of the houses, like the Victorians that were built in the late 1800s, that's how they did it. They were actually made for working class citizens and that were affordable houses. And because of that, they were built in a non-detached style, kind of to house more people.
So if you think about it, the city started in the northeast corner. It was very dense. So the housing was a lot of taller buildings, multifamily. And then when they start building in the middle, the land was still very precious, like very dense kind of neighborhood. When he started building on the western part of the city, when they start building like West Portal, Forest Hill and all that, that's the time they start building more detached homes because the land was actually available, for one thing.
Yeah, they had much more space, right? Everything was very dense to start with, and then as they expanded.
Because for detached, you have to have a side yard. Then the lot size has to be much bigger. And they just didn't have that in the north part or the middle part of the city. Only when they come to the west, you can have detached homes. So when people ask, like, where are the detached homes in San Francisco? It's, District 4, which is middle, right? Or
Middle
District
to west.
2, some in District 3. Yeah. Name some of the neighborhoods. I go with the numbers, but there are
Well,
neighborhoods.
St. Francis Wood, there's
Forest Hill.
There's West Portal, there's Forest Hill Extension also has some detached homes.
Golden Gate Heights, Ingleside Terrace,
Yep.
Balboa Terrace.
Everything to the west of Twin Peaks.
Pretty much.
Not everything, but far more. Because if you go to Sunset,
Some of it's side by side.
there's still a lot more attached. But District 4 and some of the 3.
Middle southwest.
Correct. Like this side, right? This side of the city, they're a lot more detached. And there are two zonings, RH1D and RH1. RH1D means single family detached. RH1 is single family, and that can be detached or attached. So look at the zoning as well.
And that neighborhood was built in 1923, so that's kind of to the time to it.
Along that line, San Francisco is called Seven Hills. We all heard that, right? Do you know which seven?
Ooh,
like
another
to
general
quiz you.
knowledge question.
Yeah.
But I have the answer here, so I'm going to read it out.
Tell us.
There's Telegraph Hill, Russian Hill, Nob Hill, Rincon Hill, Twin Peaks, Mount Sutro, and Mount Davidson. I knew like 4 of those before I saw
And there's
your document.
tons more hills than that, but those are the main hills of San Francisco.
I never knew what that meant.
Of the 7 hills?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you learn something new every day.
I learned something new every day. And they said it was after Rome. Rome had 7 hills too. I don't know what 7 hills in Rome.
So they just chose 7 hills for San Francisco as a copycat, because obviously there's more than 7.
That's right. There are far more than 7, right?
But Mount Davidson, which is the one that's close to Mount Davidson Manor, as you would expect, is the tallest of all the hills in San Francisco.
It is not right next to Mount Davidson Manor.
No, it's not. It's actually
It's actually
spaced out.
far,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's why I was
As the crow
curious.
flies.
Huh?
As the crow flies.
Towards Mount Davidson?
Well, no, that's a saying. As the crow flies,
Yeah.
like straight.
Okay. I never know what that
I
meant.
expected it to be way closer.
Yeah.
And so I was a little surprised that it is not actually, like, why did they name it Mount Davidson Manor when Mount Davidson wasn't actually around it?
It's not adjacent.
it.
Maybe,
I don't
and
know
I
that
don't know
either.
this. Maybe we need to look it up. Maybe there was no houses built between Mount Davidson Manor and Mount Davidson at the time that they did that community. Maybe those houses came later, because that's 1923.
Because you get Westwood Heights,
guess you're right.
Sherwood, they are all about the same time. So I can't imagine. If someone knows the answer to that question, let us know.
Yeah, because I think Mount Davidson is
Yeah.
next to Sherwood Forest.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
Yeah.
directly.
Yeah,
And
good
then you
point.
can walk in there.
Never understood
And
why.
Mariloma. It's like... right
But they're
around
called Miraloma. Why is that one's not called Mount Davidson Manor? So then back to the question, why is Mount Davidson called Mount Davidson?
Well, it's named after somebody Davidson, right?
George Davidson. And he was a professor who participated in a number of important survey and planning projects. And he built the West Coast, the first...
Astronomical observatory?
Yes, thank you. So that's why the mountain's named after him. Yeah.
Interesting.
Did he make the observatory there on Mount Davidson?
No, Lafayette Park.
Okay.
But he's, he has...
So how does that make
That
any
just
sense?
makes logical sense given
Just like
everything
Mount
else,
Davidson
yeah.
Manor is not next to Mount
He
Davidson.
contributed to the state.
Okay.
I think that he's a scholar. That's all I gathered from why it was named after him. So Mount Davidson Manor, a lot of houses have views, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Describe the views. I know you have some, but your friend's house has a different view. So.
It depends on which direction the house faces. I think if it's facing the ocean, you get like a 360 view
Yeah.
of the ocean.
Right.
That's how my friend's house is.
Yeah.
Our house faces, like on one side faces the street, but on the other side is open to the peninsula.
Okay.
So we see like hilly views of the peninsula, like the direction towards the peninsula, and a little bit of the ocean
Okay.
to the right. So we get a mixed view.
Yeah.
But pretty much every house has a view because of the way the houses are constructed, almost like in steps. So either the front part of your house or the back part of your house, which has a completely open view.
Okay.
It doesn't look into other people's homes.
Oh, I see. So it was planned out that way.
I don't know, but
Has to be, right?
By
probably.
Fernando Nelson.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I've been to many houses now, and almost every house has a view that is not blocked by anything else.
That's
at least one
great.
part of the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, that definitely goes along with the way that the neighborhood was developed. I mean, it was
Yeah.
purely a planned
community.
So thank you, Fernando, for taking that into account.
It's just amazing, right? It was like this guy built, 10% of a city housing or something? I don't know.
4,000 houses. By the time he finished, I don't know when he died or when he stopped.
1953.
1953. And when did he stop building houses? Probably sometime before that. So if you
Right.
look at the ratio of houses he built to entire housing stock at that time, it's not insignificant.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was him and his sons, I believe.
His two sons. So 4,000 houses, that's a fairly big number. It'd be interesting to know how many single-family homes we have today in the city. Anyone knows?
Do you want me
I think
to?
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not because I have this kind of knowledge, but because I found out there's about 123,000 single-family homes.
I mean, it's big, but it's not that big for
No.
a city our size, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're 7 by 7, right?
Yeah, that's true. 7 hills. 7 by 7, 7
Lots
hills.
of sevens.
Isn't that interesting?
That's a lucky number.
7
so there
is
you
a
go.
lucky number, by the way, if you gamble. All right. Now, anything else about Mount Davidson Manor we should know, Deepti, before we start talking about businesses? What's like to live there? Describe.
I think it's a lot of families. So you will see families with kids between 5 to 15. I lived in Noe Valley before, and you'd see lots of families with like infants,
Little
or
kids.
very small kids. Here it's kind of like Noe Valley graduates to kids who are older.
Right.
And so you actually do see a lot of these kids going to school. Lots of parks around. There are something like 6 parks that we go to around our place, all either walkable or a 5-minute drive, 1 to 5 minute drives.
Okay.
There's 3 libraries around us within a mile.
Okay.
And then the Stonestown Mall, which is not too far away. So you get to go to the farmers market there, or shopping, or arcade and bowling. There's even escape rooms there. Like
Yes,
like
there is
7
one.
escape rooms.
Yeah.
And so that's very accessible, and theaters too. I don't want to say too much about it because we love the theater, and it's kind of like a hidden gem. I don't.
Well,
want
you wanted
advertise
to stay in business, so.
Okay. I'm kidding, but it's really great. And then that's the Stonestown area, but then it's also very close to West Portal, as well as a lot of establishments in Ocean Avenue.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of choices in terms of how we want to spend our evenings, whether we want to have activities, outdoor activities, or restaurants, bars. There's regular wine walks in the West Portal Avenue.
That's right. Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of different activities. So it's really great to be part of that community that is so active and where we have so much commonality because we all have kids around the same ages. There's also lots of families with multi-generation living. So when our parents come and stay with us, they get to when they go on walks, they have their own social network
That's
around our neighborhood because there's so many other people with older parents their age.
That's interesting to hear. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, a couple of them go for a walk. They kind of all meet around the same time. Yeah. Either they're going on walks or they're going on their bikes or they have their own activity. And it's really fun to hear.
Interesting. It's just happenstance that they run into each other.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So let me dial back a little bit. I know why you loved Noe Valley. You were very happy in Noe Valley, both you and KK. Now, tell us why you decided to move. What was the motivation? Because you had a great house, the weather was awesome.
I love Noe Valley. Even now, I love going back to Noe Valley. It's such a lovely neighborhood, and the strip is super cute. The challenge that we specifically faced was that we needed to host our parents for longer times, and then Noe Valley just has much smaller buildings as houses, and the ones that were big enough were exorbitant.
Very expensive.
So if we needed to get a house in our budget that was large enough to accommodate multiple generations, we had to find a different neighborhood. Our kid, when we were in Noe Valley, we moved in before we had a child, and then we were there till he was about 2.5. And until then, it's great. But then we also wanted to move to a neighborhood that has many different choices between Catholic school, private school, public school, because we didn't know which direction we wanted to go in.
Right.
And there's many options for us around there.
Right.
And so he ended up going to St. Cecilia, which he loves, absolutely loves. So it's in the neighborhood, 5-minute drive. Lots of people in our community who send their kids there. So it's just in terms of the number of schools and the ability to have a larger house that was more reasonable price-wise, we started looking towards this side.
Yeah, because your current house is much, much bigger than your Noe Valley.
It's 3 times the size, but I was in a pretty average house size in Noe Valley, which, again, it was a pretty basic 3-2 house, a single-family house, which is pretty small in Noe Valley. And we also explored the option of building up and renovating, and that didn't work out because, again, it was very expensive, and the amount you spend for the amount of house you get, we were like, it would still not be enough. Actually, the other reason was we lived uphill in Noe Valley. It was a very steep hill. And as our parents got older, we knew that was going to be hard for them.
Yeah.
And so in this neighborhood, even though there are hills, you can still walk around without it being too hard on your knees.
They're not quite as extreme.
It's not as extreme, correct.
Or you can figure out a different route because there are different streets you can go down.
Yeah.
There are steep ones, but you can just go around it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is one of the interesting things about Mount Davidson Manor is that how the streets are. They kind of undulate through. They're not on a grid.
Yeah.
Correct.
You had mentioned that there are, all of these parks and all of these outdoor spaces that you can go. I would love to hear about some of your favorites that are right near you.
So right by us, there's Aptos Park.
Okay.
And it's lovely because it has a track field and a very big open space plus a playground. So when my kid was like 3, 4, he loved the swings and the playground more.
Yeah.
But now that he's older, we go there to play catch, we play baseball, he goes biking. There are soccer leagues that happen there. So for kids who are interested in soccer, that's an option. Like the park almost grows with the child with different things that it can offer. There's also West Portal Park, which is not far as well, and it's a perfect spot for birthday parties. That's actually where we just had his class birthday party.
You're talking about the one right by the train station, the Lennox one?
Yes.
They have a nice playground.
Yeah.
And when we were there doing our little recording thing, so many kids and events and people screaming. Fun, good screaming.
And actually, there's other parks like Balboa Park, etc. But there's one park that I personally love, which is a little bit hot topic, which is the Great Highway.
Oh.
It's not like
Not
right
really
in our
close to
neighborhood,
you.
but I go for a run. I go from my house all
Okay.
the way to Great Highway, and then I run. I do train for half marathon, so it's not too hard to get there. It's not. It's like it's not too steep. There's not too many hills. It's as flat as you can get in San Francisco. So it's nice for me to run from my house all the way to the ocean, and then back and forth on Great Highway, and then meet my family there, hang out,
Nice.
be
Yeah,
by
you
the
get a little-
ocean.
So you like it?
Yeah,
a gradual change of elevation.
a gradual
Yeah,
change of
very
elevation.
gradual.
It's not bad. So, like for a runner as well, like we have lots of options
Okay.
to run around that area. Which
Don't
is
you
great.
run? Did you used to go to the lake?
Lake Merced?
Lake Merced, right?
I haven't gone there yet, but it's on my list of places to go run. It's just easy for me to get out of the house and just run towards the ocean.
Yeah, there's a lot
I'm a
of
bit
different
of a
places
lemming,
to
so
Good
Nice.
options. You got very good
Lots.
options.
And do you ever make it up to Mount Davidson, the mountain,
yes, we've
The
gone
top,
there a couple of times.
which is not near you,
It's not walkable, I would say.
unless you're looking for a hike. Like a
I
period
think
hike.
I have a theory on why it was named
Okay.
Mount Davidson. I think they named Mount Davidson first, and then they named all the neighborhoods around it. And then when they came to our neighborhood, they were like, "What do we name this?" And they were like,
There's
"Oh,
that mountain
we can
there.
also
You can see it.
you can.
I don't know.
Not from my house.
No,
They're like,
because it's just backing to them.
Okay, well,
yeah,
never mind.
but maybe they were like, "Oh, we can use that because it's not been used."
That's your theory, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, someone tell us whether she's right or wrong. She always has many different theories.
But yeah, Mount Davidson, yes, a big hike up the hill.
And there's also the Middle Loma Park, which is nearby.
Okay.
Um,
Almira Loma.
Up in Miraloma.
yeah.
Yeah.
Up in middle,
I'm
and
trying
then
to figure
Off
St.
of
Francis,
Terracita. Okay.
St. Francis Wood Park as well, which is walkable.
So
Are you allowed to go there?
Is that the one, the tennis court you're talking about?
I can't access a tennis court unless you live in St. Francis Wood. But but just the playground,
You can use that?
You can use that.
Oh, okay. Because I used to take my son there, and I always felt like I was being like breaking the law.
No, but also like he usually goes there.
Look very
He
exclusive.
usually goes there when he has a play date with someone in that neighborhood. So we haven't ever come across. And there's so many friends in that neighborhood. So
I can't imagine anybody would kick you out, but I did always feel like I was breaking the law.
Intruder. She did ask me one time whether you can play, like become member of the
it would have been
tennis
nice.
court.
It would have been nice for St. Francis Wood to extend it to the little neighborhoods around it.
It would be, right?
We would be happy to. Many of us would be happy to.
You should go and
Yeah,
fight for your right to
maybe
play
this
tennis.
podcast can help.
That's right. Yeah.
Use
I'll
it.
see.
Use it.
And then in terms of like restaurants around there, do you have any favorite or coffee shops? Or
So I actually really like Charm Cafe.
Okay.
Which is
Super
where?
cute. It's just down near Kenwood and Ocean.
Just right out.
Just right on Ocean.
Okay.
It's fairly new and it's got really good coffee. I'm a cappuccino snob and they have like cute little pastries and very good coffee.
Charm.
Charm coffee. And then there's also Ambrosia Bakery, which has very good pastries. There's Lucho's. Of course, there's Ocean Ale House. I've gone there a few times for their Trivia Thursdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
lot
fun
of fun.
place.
It's a fun place. Love Ocean Ale House.
That's on Ocean Avenue.
It's on
Further
Ocean
down
Avenue.
by the college.
Correct. Sake-san is great too. I have some friends who swear by Sake-san. They love going to Sake-san.
Which is where?
Do they have karaoke as well? This one?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the
about
one in Inner Richmond has a karaoke.
that. I don't
so
think
that's
it's the same
Oh,
establishment.
because
I think
I
they're two
was
different ones.
remembering.
Is it?
It's
the same name, but I don't think it's the same establishment.
You don't think so, huh? Okay.
I don't know. But I haven't seen karaoke here.
Okay.
And then I think I mentioned Lucho's.
Yeah.
There's Champa Garden.
What is
so
Lucho's?
tell
Lucho's
us
is
where
for
these
brunch.
places are. So people
Lucho's is
have
also on Ocean.
okay.
And then there's Champa Garden, which is off Ocean, and which is also it's kind of like Vietnamese Thai, which is
Okay.
good for a quick bite.
So I just want to interject a little bit. A lot of those places we're talking about are right outside of Mount Davidson Manor.
Correct.
Mount Davidson Manor itself is largely residential.
Yes.
It has very, very few commercial establishments.
I mean, does it have any?
Well, on Ocean there's a couple, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Okay.
If you draw a strict line in
Yeah.
that. But I don't know if they consider that Ingleside,
That-
honestly.
yeah.
It's like at the border of Mount Davidson and Ingleside.
Right.
So I just consider that as accessible because I can literally walk to it.
Right. Yeah.
There's Cherry Blossom Cafe. There's a lot of boba places. But the things that we also access beyond restaurants is Whole Foods and Fruit Barn.
Right.
Fruit Barn is
What's Fruit Bun?
it's great. They sell vegetables and fruits and like some grocery items like pasta, cheese.
Okay.
If you just need to go, and it's really good quality.
Fruit Barn.
Where
Fruit
is
Barn.
it?
And that's
I
on
never heard
Ocean?
that.
Or?
You know, remember the Walgreens that used to be there? It's right next to that
Oh, okay. Ocean.
on
That's
Ocean.
like by the 24-hour fitness?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's also 24-hour fitness if
Yeah.
you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to
yeah.
have fitness 24 hours a day, you could
they
do
have
it.
British swim school there. So for people who with kids,
British swim school. Why is
Why
it
British?
Yeah, I know that was my question too. What's British about it?
maybe they have a tight upper lip when you swim. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Oh, and also, like you had mentioned, Stonestown is just a stone's throw away.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But they have all those different things there, and the YMCA is there. which I
Yes,
don't
the
know if you go to
YMCA is there as well.
But I love
Um,
YMCA.
The other thing is Trader Joe's is also next to Stonestown, and some people are just Trader Joe's
Fanatics.
fanatics, like my husband, so they love that.
Okay, yes. I didn't know that.
Ocean Avenue also has Oceanauts, which is an indoor playground.
Oh, I've seen
I
that.
know that. That's
Yeah.
a new thing, huh?
No, it's been
No, it's been a while.
it's been there for a long time.
Yes, I just haven't been.
Kids love it. So
Yeah.
that's one more thing that we've gone to many times.
Ocean nuts. Okay.
Oceanauts. I think my kid is now finally outgrown it, but when he was 3, 4, 5, he'd love going there. It was just walkable, straight downhill.
I remember I parked one day to go to the yoga studio that's near there, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Too bad my son's way too old for this.
And there's a cute little place called the Plant Lady where you can get plants, little vases. Also really nice. So there's Ocean Avenue has a lot going on. There's also activities for kids like Weibo music, arts. My kid goes to CEC Arts and Crafts, which is an art class.
Okay.
There's Russian School of Math for people who like that.
Okay.
So there's music and arts and crafts and educational stuff, indoor playground, restaurants,
Yeah.
and coffee. There's a lot going on in Ocean Avenue.
And then on top of that, there's transportation, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
You have the M
You have the
train.
K train.
At any rate, there's lots of trains that you can take very quickly to get to downtown, to get to West Portal.
Another observation I was going to make about Ocean or that general area, it used to be largely Chinese, and you still see a lot of Chinese, older Chinese or Vietnamese or Asian grocery stores or restaurants. And then new stuff start coming in. Got a Whole Foods, got Pakwan and Fields Coffee, Target, and then all the other stuff. It's just become a lot more
Diverse.
diverse. That's what I was looking for. Yes, diverse. Right? Is that true?
I think there's still a lot of Chinese, Asian influence there. But you're right. There's more coming up. It's okay though because I feel like the grocery and other options, it's good to have that option there.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if we want like the trendy areas, we do go to West Portal.
Yeah.
There is I think there is an opportunity on Ocean Avenue as well to make it trendier.
I think so
to have
too.
a lot more upscale places in addition to some of the others.
Yeah.
And make it more diverse. Absolutely, I think there is an opportunity. But as of now, the way we look at it is there's day-to-day stuff. You want to run out and get something.
Yeah.
You just get out of your house, just run downhill, get something, come back, take your kids to a quick activity. All that's like right there.
That's
And
good.
then you want to go out for a nice evening out. you tend to go more to West Portal.
Elena's and
Yeah,
Joe's
there's a
and
lot
all
of
that. Yeah.
new places, and then you go home to your detached home
Detached.
in your calm, relaxed Mount
Actually,
Davidson
if
Manor.
I don't mention Ofena, my son will get annoyed because my son loves Ofena.
What's that?
Ofena is a relatively new restaurant on Ocean.
Okay. Ofena.
Ofena, Ofena.
Yeah.
And they've got nice ambience, really good food. It's actually right next to Ambrosia Bakery.
Okay.
Okay, so
What kind of
Probably
food?
make the
considered
trip.
hillside.
What kind of food do they have?
Italian.
Oh, okay.
He loves
Okay.
it.
Tell him I'll take him one day.
And how old is your son?
He's 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe he's 7.
Yeah, when he doesn't want to eat at home, he's like, can we go to Ofena?
Oh,
wow.
nice.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
can get expensive, right?
And also, I think back to what we were talking about, the ocean area was developing. It was changing very rapidly until COVID. I think that's when it happened. All of a sudden, things just stopped, and the business couldn't survive. A lot of stuff closed down and, moved away.
And it started again. I think it started up again. I mean, like all of San Francisco, the whole city seems to be
Slowly.
coming back to life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully it will get even better.
Hopefully, yeah.
It should. It really should.
So I think, and then the schools, I think we've talked a little bit about schools, but there's lots of different schools in the area. And like you said, all different types, parochial schools, public schools,
Yeah, there's lots.
private
There's
schools.
at least 3 or 4 really good public schools around for elementary.
Yeah, we had many discussions about
Yeah,
that. Right?
the Sloat, Sunnyside, West Portal Elementary, Miraloma.
Yeah, Miraloma is
And
really
Aptos Middle School, where I went to middle school.
Yeah.
good. But there's the Stratford
Stratford is also downhill.
down the hill. I mean, I think technically Ingleside, but
But it's a 5-minute walk from our place.
oh, is that right? It's only a
Yeah.
5-minute walk. Okay,
Yeah.
Stratford
Yeah,
is
it's just on the other side of Ocean.
Yeah.
right?
Stratford is a high achiever school.
But it's a more affordable private school. I think it's not one of your $75,000 or
Okay.
$50,000 schools.
It's academic,
It's very academic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
very academic. But yes, definitely more affordable.
West Portal Lutheran, St. Brendan's, St. Cecilia. That's where your son is at right now.
Yes.
Among other kids.
There's also Finbar, I think, St. Finbar.
Well, that's in Sunnyside,
Okay, around
a
there.
little bit further. But, well, that's the thing is, I mean, everything is very close, all of
Yeah.
the different neighborhoods that we're talking about. And obviously with Mount Davidson Manor being so small, that's
Yeah.
what you do.
You
is
have to
go
go
these
out.
other neighborhoods.
Yeah, you have to go to other
But it's all very accessible and easy. So it seems like a great place to live. And you say you didn't know about it before you moved there.
Nope. We were afraid of the fog.
That's right.
Tell us
Let's talk about that.
Before we closed at the house, I think we drove up to the neighborhood every evening. It was in the summer because we signed in like July.
Yeah.
And so we were living uphill in Noe Valley,
Right.
where you do get spillover
It
fog.
starts coming down
Yeah,
from
you
the
get
Twin
spillover
Peaks.
fog, and it sometimes gets pretty thick, the fog. And so we were like, oh, we're kind of already used to the fog. Let's see how much worse it is. And so we would drive every evening for a week
Wow.
or so just to see, can we survive the fog? And the conclusion we came up with was, as we drive through from Noe Valley to Mount Davidson Manor, Portola Street is the worst.
Oh,
with
it is the
fog.
worst.
It's-
Yeah.
You can't even
It's like
think.
everything settles there. But then you come out of it and it's a little bit at an elevation, Mount Davidson Manor. So you still get fog. It doesn't settle there and forever kind of a thing. It comes in the morning and goes in the evening. Now, having lived there 4 years, I think summer is foggy. Like there's no doubt about it. You can look at it and be like, okay, it's going to be foggy today. You can't tell until you wake up that morning whether it's going to be all foggy or you get some sun during the day. So summer months are foggy, but the rest of the time is just beautiful because
good.
it's nice and sunny. You're at an elevation, so it's not too cold or not too hot. It's it's a little bit cooler than the rest of San Francisco, but because Mount Davidson Manor is at a slightly higher level than some of the low, even compared to West Portal. We get lesser fog, more like it's probably more windy, I would say, at times. But we get enough sun during the day
Okay.
to sun ourselves. So it's not as bad as I thought it was.
Just I was thinking of you like a lizard or something on a rock.
Once you get the deck you always wanted, that you can truly sun yourself.
I'm speaking on behalf of my in-laws who tell me they sun themselves every day. So
That's funny.
So back to schools, Aptos Middle School. You said you actually went there.
I did go there many, many years ago. And as a matter of fact, when I went to Aptos, it was interesting because they didn't have what you call feeder schools, but a huge percentage of our class went to Lowell.
Okay,
And
that
I
makes
went
sense.
to Lowell being, one of the top high schools academically in the city, which I hated. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
We won't get into that.
We don't want to hear what you hate. Okay.
well, we don't have to worry about middle school ourselves because St. Cecilia goes all the way through middle school.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we
Which
went
is really
for it,
nice.
because
Yeah.
we're like, it's convenient. We'll have the same drop-off schedule routine every day. The other thing I want to say is that one thing I missed mentioning is that we're very close to 280 and the southernmost part of the city.
Right.
So if people work in South Bay or Peninsula,
Definitely.
it's very easy to get to. So when we moved in, my husband would actually walk up to Stonestown where you get the shuttle.
I was
And
going
you
to say.
take the shuttle every day. And then over the past year and a half, he decided to drive instead. And he just gets out of the house and in 5 minutes he's on 280. It's a beautiful drive. Takes 45, 50 minutes to get to work and back.
Okay.
But he doesn't find it stressful.
And where is his work then?
But Apple.
In Cupertino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then if you have to go to the airport, right? You just hop on
It's
the
20 minutes. So it's very convenient to get to. Sometimes we even just decide to go to Burlingame for a dinner. And we never did that when we were in Noe Valley.
Right. No,
We would only hang out in the city.
Right.
But now, we mostly go to the different places in the city.
Yeah.
But a couple of times a year, we don't mind going to Burlingame or even Half Moon Bay, which it's very cute, the downtown and Half Moon
Oh,
Bay.
I love Half Moon Bay.
I remember that particular conversation I had with you too, because we're looking at all over the city. So the conclusion is, for people who take shuttles, if you go to the north side of the city, like Richmond, which is one of the options, it adds 30 minutes to the commute,
Oh, yeah.
at least, even if you take
1.5 hour commute.
Right. So that was a conclusion. Therefore, for people who need to go to South Bay, this is much better location.
And if you work in the city, that's great because you have public transport right by.
Yeah.
So if you work downtown, take the K train, go all the way.
Yeah.
So it's easy to commute within the city and not that bad a commute down south.
No, not at all. Then there's Reardon right next to you. They have
For high school.
Yeah, Reardon High School. They have the new track and field. Do you get to use it?
You know what? I haven't checked it out, but
It's pretty nice.
I think we've gone there for basketball.
Yeah.
For a basketball clinic for my
nice.
kid. But
Right.
yeah.
Well, there's Wimbledon High School as well, which is tiny, and that's something you might want to consider later.
Yeah.
There's a city college.
Yeah.
And there's a really nice gym, swimming pool.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, you
community
could take classes
members,
there if you want, just to take classes as a
if you ever have time.
post. Yeah, exactly.
Something to do. And there's also SF State, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I go there every Sunday.
You do?
Because there's 14 tennis courts, and I love playing tennis. My kid loves playing tennis. There's lots of tennis camps and tennis clinics.
Pickleball?
And you can just use them?
Yeah,
as a-
there's no booking.
Oh, wow.
Any pickleball? Have you tried?
No, that's actually one of the reasons why I like it. It's not contaminated by pickleball.
It's so funny. You're the second person that we've had on our podcast. You can't up with a disdain for pickleball. Oh, interesting.
Right, let's get off that.
yeah.
Tennis, not pickleball. So we talk about transportation and we talk about highways, and there's a BART station close by, Balboa Park BART station, very close. Now, in summary, we talk about a lot of things. If you were to tell someone who's looking or thinking about Mount Davidson Manor, but who doesn't know anything about it,
in a sentence or two,
how
to
would you
tell them
describe?
why they should consider it.
Ooh, making me feel like I should be ChatGPT. I'm not sure I'm good. I use ChatGPT for that summary, but I'll try.
You can do it.
lovely houses with lovely views. So you wake up to beauty every day. There's like, hands down, your day-to-day is just so serene. Lots of activities for kids, whether it's library or activities or school or parks. Just so many options. And finally, if you need a bigger house to host parents, lots of kids, dogs, this is where you have value for money, I would say.
Okay.
Any reason not to live there?
If you can't tolerate 3 months of fog, don't come.
Fair
Got
enough.
it.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much for coming over and spending time with us today. And this is a great info for our listeners.
Yeah, I
and
think it's really helpful for people
us
who
too.
are not. Yeah, and for us too. And
Yeah,
for people
thank
who
you.
are not
I had
that
fun.
familiar. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My first podcast in a studio, so this was fun.
Yeah,
That's our first in the studio too. So
that's right. So hopefully our listeners will notice the difference in sound. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.